what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Sabrina Seoul. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We have an episode of The Missing Link. I know we have been MIA. We've been doing these panels, and it's been so amazing, but I could not forget about The Missing Link. And when I had the opportunity to speak to this beautiful lady that's sitting beside me, I was like, I cannot pass this up because I am a huge fan of Married at First Sight. And if you guys watch Married at First Sight, you know exactly who this person is sitting right next to me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I need you to introduce yourself and let everybody know exactly who you're. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you speak.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm Alexis Williams from, like she said, season, what is that?
15, girl, 15.
Season 15, Married at First Sight, San Diego. I'm from Hamilton, New Jersey originally. I currently still live in San Diego, New Jersey native. I grew up playing basketball, sports. This is a photo of my mom, actually, that I had done. So mama raised me well. I'm a free spirit. I love to have fun. I love thrill-seeking things. I love to travel. I'm the youngest of 3 girls, and anything else you want to talk about, just come talk to me. That's what I'm all about.
Okay, and anyone that knows Alexis from the show knows no cut cards with her. She is a straight shooter. We literally been talking backstage for like the last 20 minutes. I was like, we need to be on the screen and we need to have this conversation. So, so where are you from again? Like, where were you born?
I was born in Princeton, New Jersey, actually. Not too far from the university, Princeton University. Mm-hmm. But that's where I was born. It's pretty small town. I never considered it a small town. It's a medium town. Let's call it that. It's a medium town. Until I left, and I live in the city now, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So every time I go back home, I'm just like, oh shoot, this is kind of a small town. So it was really nice. Everybody pretty much knew everybody. We only had like 3 high schools in the town. Mm-hmm. I played a lot of sports. I was captain of the basketball team, captain of the lacrosse team. Then I moved down south for most of my adult life. I have a master's in clinical mental health counseling. Most people don't know that, so I'd like to slide that in there.
That answers a lot of questions.
It does. And it's like, hey, why didn't y'all tell these people that? Because it would have made so much more sense.
And we're going to get into that. We are going to get into that. So when you left there and you moved south, where did you move?
I moved to originally Daytona Beach, Florida for undergrad. So I went to the Great Bethune-Cookman University, HBCUs. And then I moved to Atlanta for grad school. And then after that, I moved for my job a couple times, but most of the time I was down south, somewhere between Atlanta and Florida.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now you're on the West Coast.
I am West Coast. I am.
Wow. So what took you to the West Coast from the East? My
current job.
Okay.
Secret agent. Not allowed to tell you. So.
Is it really top secret?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. That's tight though.
Okay. It sounds so obnoxious when you say it out loud, so I don't never really say it. But right. I moved here for my job. But yeah.
Wow. And how long have you been there?
Going on 3 years almost. 2000. I moved during the pandemic and during all the George. So me and my mom and my sister, we actually did a cross country drive. It took us about a week. Girl, it was a lot of fun, but because it was COVID and there was a lot of protests with George Floyd, and I'm like, Mama, we are not stopping in no sundown town during these times, you know? So I planned it out to the T. It was a lot of fun, but that's a different story for a different time. But we did drive cross country here, and I've been here since about 2020. Yeah.
Wow. So when you got to the West Coast, then you did the show?
Yes. I actually, when I first saw, it was like a flyer on Instagram. It was just like, are you looking to get married? And I was just like, you know what? Because of COVID, I was on dating apps, and I never believed in dating apps. I'm like, I want to meet somebody in real life.
Yes.
But that wasn't an option. So I went on Hinge, and I did this thing called Date-a-palooza in my mind, and I went on a date every single day of the week. Which is a horrible idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's awful. But I got exhausted and I got dating fatigue. And then I saw this flyer and I'm like, I want to be married. You know, this is what I've been dating for. And originally, I never thought in a million years they were going to select me. But they kept going and kept calling me, and now I'm sitting before you, divorced and free.
Wow. Did you ever think to yourself, like, one day I'm going to do a reality TV show, or I want to be on TV, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Never. Like, I'm very personable. People always say I'm like entertaining, but I don't know. I don't like when people call me a character because I make it seem like I'm like a performer or something, and that's not who I am. I'm just charismatic. So I never pictured myself on reality television ever. Like, sometimes I still forget that it even happened, honestly, because it's not something that I ever thought it would happen.
Doesn't it still seem so surreal? Like it never did. Like it, even for me, I just be like, did I do that? Like,
Same question for you. Did you ever picture yourself being on a reality television show?
Never. And the way that my life was set up, because of how the lifestyle that I lived prior, like I was outside, I was living my best life. I was getting fluid. Like, I was about that life. So that's why it's like, I be seeing people on Instagram and the girls, and they be trying to live this lifestyle and all this, and the Instagram. I'm just like, I did that 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like me thinking like, do I want to be within that lifestyle and in the entertainment business? And I'm like, I've been there. I've done that. I've hung out with athletes and ball players. Like I did that. No, I was like, I don't want that. I want to garden. You know what I mean? Cut my own grass. I want to trim my hedges. I want to just settle down. I want the white picket fence.
Simple life.
2 dogs. I want a couple chickens in the back.
Yep. Secluded. Like, I want the option to, if I want to go in town, it's my choice. Right. But you're right. And I realized that towards the latter end of the show. But yeah, I feel you.
Absolutely.
You got your garden, girl? You got it?
What?
Your garden?
Of course. Look, I have everything that I wanted and that I worked so hard for, and all the things that I said that I wanted afterwards. It's like the only thing that's missing is, I mean, he's here. I just, in spirit, he's here.
Is your man in the room with us right now?
In spirit.
Oh, okay.
He hears us.
So we're having a seance.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, and when he comes, I'm gonna be like, I was just talking about you. What's your name? I was just talking about you yesterday.
Girl, you should have. I feel that. That's exactly what my mood was too. Like that's why I was so gung ho on my wedding day. Like, all jokes aside, I was so gung ho because it was just like, in spirit, I was like already a wife. I just needed this.
Yes.
This place, this man.
Yes.
So first day, I was like, I genuinely do not care who's down there. I'm already a wife, so I just need this person. Like, like you said, what was your name again? Okay,
right
now.
Right.
Let's start our life.
Exactly. And let me say this, and this is something, and I've, done a lot of panels. I've done a lot of reviews. I've been on YouTube for a while. I'm a public speaker, and this is a story that I really never talk about, but what you experienced, I kind of experienced in real life. It just wasn't on TV. So I met someone and I was like, hey, you fit the bill. And he was like, you kind of fit mine too. And I was like, we should get married. And he was like, I was thinking the same thing. And we did. We got married.
How soon? Wait, you can't just skip past that. Wait, I need details. Wait a minute.
No, we're here to interview you.
Oh, okay. My bad. Don't take that off the table, but all right, we'll talk later. But
I've never mentioned it ever. It's something that I don't talk about, but it was very quick, and the marriage actually lasted probably just as long as yours did.
You didn't have experts. That's like, no.
Well, shit, you did, and you didn't laugh.
Thank you for coming. It's time for me to head out because
girl.
No, you're right. No, you're completely
right. But I mean, no, but you're absolutely right. So it's like, I get it. And I think that because I've thought about it. Like, someone hit me up and was like, "Do you want to be on Love Is Blind? They're coming to DC," and I was like, no. I was like, no, 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 I can't do it. And for real, for Love Is Blind, even with Married at First Sight. So let me ask you this question, because when I watch those shows, I notice none of you have children. Even Love Is Blind.
Well, maps in the UK, they do. I don't know if you keep up with. I haven't kept up. I don't know why I said it like that. But I don't know what it is about Americans, but I guess it's chaotic with Americans, or just the laws are different. But Maps UK, there was this season, I think the guy had 4 kids. There were several people who have kids.
I've never watched that.
Yeah.
Where it's overseas. Wow.
So I think it's with the legality of situations in America. I don't know if the laws are different if you're married and it gets messy.
Right.
Nope, not in the US. You're not allowed to have kids. That's like one of the prerequisites.
Exactly. That's another reason why I was like, and then I don't think that I could marry someone or do the whole thing and then to have a child involved. And she like, "Mom, that's my dad." You know what I'm saying? Like,
girl, I wouldn't even want to meet them kids. I wouldn't even want to meet them kids till 2 months after decision day, because that's just, it's different when we're adults. I know everything that you know. You know, we went through a lot being on reality television, and to throw a child in there and their feelings and what they're seeing and interactions. And, you know, I love kids. So I would have loved the mess out of the kids. Yeah. But then where does that put us when I don't like you, but I love your kids? But then we were married. Now we're divorced. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I can't do like Love Is Blind or Married at First Sight. I was like, doing a dating show is a little bit different, but because like me saying, I feel like I could marry someone at first sight. Like, I'm literally going to marry them. He's literally going to be my husband, which literally means he's going to be her stepfather.
Yeah.
And I don't think I personally am ready for that. I'm not ready for that really for people that I know in real life. You know what I mean? That I date. I'd be like, you cool and everything, but I don't like you not that cool. Like, I need more. And one thing I learned is over time, that's when you really like know a person. So I'm just at a place in my life where now, moving forward, like it's just going to be some time in when I introduce my daughter to them. And when I say time, I mean like 6 months, 8 months. Like, I need time, because usually within 3 to 6 months, people really do start showing their true colors.
That's what so it was I'm a statistics girl because of my degree and stuff.
Yeah.
6 months. That's the estimated time it takes to fully get to know someone. For you'll never fully know someone, but for you to get a grasp on someone's character, 6 months.
Exactly. And I know me, like, which is sad, but I'm just not at a place where I'm trying to like mold a man or change a man, which you shouldn't do anyway. And I feel like the age that I am, I'm dating men that are in their 50s. So my thing is if I'm out here dating 50-year-old men, if this is what you show me and how you are, I really don't see you changing much.
Man, it's honestly, I stopped several years ago. You'll change yourself before you go in a relationship trying to change the other person. You will become a different person trying to change that person before you even break it down any type of barrier that you thought you were going to be like, oh, I can build a man. I'm tired of building people. Because next thing you know, you're making them better for the next person. Because who's to say I build you up and make you realize some things, and you realize you don't even like me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody who's all about me day one, who knows all about themselves day one as well. Like, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yep, absolutely. Like, I just don't have that energy anymore. And I just feel like we're just at that age now where we should be able to come together, two imperfect people, and grow together imperfectly to be perfect for each other, But them serious red flags, them pink flags, them yellow flags, I just don't do well with them. And I'm not saying that he has to be perfect. He's not going to make mistakes and whatever, but it's just some flags that I just will never, ever ignore. And usually when it happens, I'm like, okay, like, I'm good now. And I usually, exit stage left, and that's just where I am. So, okay. So Married at First Sight. So okay, you talking about you not really feeling like I would never do reality TV. So when they kept calling and kept calling and kept calling, what eventually what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna do it?
I always planned on doing it. I think it was just a delayed effect that it was actually happening. Everybody talks about my little crying scene at my. That was the first time it actually hit me. And keep in mind, it's months on months on months of preparation, of background checks, of interviews. But me putting on that dress and walking down the aisle, I was like, oh shoot, like I've always had a delayed, because I tend to dissociate because it's a security mechanism or whatever. But in that moment, that was the first time that I actually felt like, oh, I'm actually doing this. This person I see will be my husband. And it was a little too late for that realization. But that was the very first time I actually like grounded myself and realized what was happening. And then come to find out I knew him. So it was like, oh, this is awkward.
So, okay. God, I got so many questions. Okay, so you said also too a few minutes ago, we're going to rewind it back. You said it didn't matter who was standing at the end of the altar. You was ready to be a wife. So, and because that's how I felt, so I understand, like, it didn't matter. So, but when you turned that corner and you saw Justin, was you like, that's my husband? Or was you like, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to try to figure this one out?
More so the secondary, part of that. It was, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna split the two. It was, I was excited, I was filled with joy that the moment was actually happening. It's, it's my wedding day. Like, it had already hit me. I was excited. When I recognized, oh man, this has been the man that was been in my DMs, messaging me and stuff. That part I kind of subdued and kind of stuffed down, because I'm just like, you know what, I'm in it now. And I'm an athlete. So when I do something, I'm going to do it hard. I'm going to play hard. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to go to the buzzer, So for me, it was just like, that's not important right now. Let me see this man and kind of blank slate it. And this is my husband. It was clear that, he wasn't my quote unquote type, but me and my producer would talk a lot about maybe your type is the reason why you're single. So just with that mentality, it's just like, if my type is the men I've been dating the past, 10 years of my life, and I'm still single, what does that say? It's either me or my type. And I've been working on me. I love me. Me done came a long way. So let's start investigating if it's my type. So for me, it was really new to have a man with the qualities of Justin and the sensitivity. But like I said, I was a wife, and a wife's not going to just quit. Like, I was committed to the process. So for me, it was just like, let's do this. Like, anything you throw at me. I gave them a list, and they were like, yeah, forget that list. And it is what it is. And I tried my hardest.
Yeah. So my thing is when I found out that you guys had known each other and this was the man you was about to marry. So my thoughts was, me watching the show, I was like, oh shoot, if he was in her DM and she was shooting him down the whole time, like, what is she really feeling? Like, I understand what you saying right now. I hear you, girl. I hear you. But it's kind of like you wasn't really trying to give him no play then. So when he was in your DM and you wasn't really like kind of reciprocating, or you weren't really interested.
Girl, I wasn't physically attracted to him. I thought he was corny. I thought he looked X, Y, and Z. Like, I was just like, no, my mom, and this is going to sound shady, but I promise you it's not. She was like, Lex, you can't see personality, and it means that, like, you have to, like, be attracted to something. Like, we're visual people. Even with your food. If your food don't look right, you're probably not going to eat it. So what makes you think the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, I'm going to be squinting the whole time to try and get into it? That's not going to happen. But I tried to, like I said, clean slate it. Like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm here now. So maybe, look at Beyonce. Jay-Z kind of medium ugly, and they doing wonderfully. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe that's my calling.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I've dated men that I weren't attracted to, and I was like, maybe I need to try something different, and that didn't work either. I got the same results, so I was like, damn, did it for now. Well, at least I know now.
Right.
I won't do it again.
But you know what? I think with that mentality, we vibe. So when I shut off the whole like superficial, what does he look like? We vibe. That first day it felt like we were just in a bubble. It was kismet. It felt perfect. I don't know if it was the newlywed and we were just kind of in the moment and the adrenaline. Right. But I was just like, all right, after I turned off that one switch of physicality,
right.
We had a great time that first day.
Yeah.
And it's actually.
Yeah, it seemed like it. And it even shocked me even more when he was like, I love you. And then you were like, I love you too. And I understood what you meant by why you said that you loved him. It wasn't that you were in love with him, because I go through those emotions too. And I'm like, oh my God, I love you. And they like, you love me? I'm like, whoa. Let me explain, what I mean? So it's like, I get it. But I do know also too, like y'all were intimate. Do you wish that, and from what you said, especially at the reunion, you were like, yeah, like it pretty much didn't last long. Like he was like, we orgasmed, and you were like, you were like, we did. Do you regret doing that like so early on? And did it change your like thought process and moving forward? Like, did it kind of like, dang, he just lost like 5 points and now he got to start -5 and try to gain them back up?
So respectfully, me and Justin are at a good place right now. Current standing today.
That's good.
Right now we're in a great place. And just like out of respect for how far we've come, like this is a topic where I always tread lightly on, because I know it's something that affects him greatly. And in order for me not to cause any more harm, because I know that I've done that, I just stray away from it. I literally am the girl who had vagina molds and booty pictures and such on television. I talk openly. I'm a very transparent person, but to an extent. If my transparency hurts someone else, there's a point where I need to close my mouth. So with this topic, I'm just like, you know what? Believe what you want. Believe what you want. I know when I was single, because I'm not anymore. I know we'll talk about that later. But when I was single after the wedding, after the divorce and decision, whatever, I would say, come find out. If you got a question, come find out. If I got somebody who like it. I've never had bad reviews in the past. But that's just me. I just want to be respectful. And
I get it.
It is what it is. I let the production, I let a lot of people kind of almost like vomit the truth in a defense mechanism, and I'm not in a defense mode anymore. I'm at peace. I know what's happened. I was there. I was there. You get what I'm saying? Yep. So it's like, if you need to say this in order for you to sleep good at night, say whatever you need to say, my brother. That's right. So that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say to you, and that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, and that's absolutely fine. I get it, because there's some questions that I didn't answer to when I had interviews. But now, with that being said, because I want to talk a little bit about production, because I know with my show, we have a lot of people that are on the show that say that they weren't edited right. They got a bad edit. They didn't say those things at the time that they showed those things. So we get a lot of that on my season. Do you feel like that happened a lot on your season or your show?
Very much. It's actually, I'm going to use my words. A lot of things were transmuted. To the extent of me and the girls, because we have a group chat of the other wives, we'd be watching it back and we would know for a fact that we didn't say those things, or we didn't say in that context, or maybe it was just our voice and you didn't see our face saying because it happened at a different time, et cetera, et cetera. And it would affect us so much to where you thought you were crazy, because it was just like, wait, is that the truth? Or what I'm remembering is the truth. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just so disconnected. And then the timeline is literally like this. And it's just like, you're trying. That's why most of us stop watching it, because we want to hold on to what was really happening in reality and not let it be skewed by what we're perceiving. You get what I'm saying?
Understood.
So for sure, a lot of that happened. I probably watched the entire season, maybe 4 episodes because of that.
So you still haven't watched the whole show yet?
No.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I mean, that's what that with me being transparent and genuine, I don't need the validation of how somebody edits me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a Facetune. Like, I'm not a walking Facetune. I'm not a Photoshop. I'm a human being.
Right.
And I know what happened. I was there. I'm cognizant. You did 12 psychologicals on me. I've done psychologicals on other people. I know I'm sane. You get what I'm saying? So for me to sit there and watch a show that has me conflicted on my truth and what actually happened, and I'm talking to you and talking to you and talking to you, and we're like, yo, you did not say that. You know, like, that's scary. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's genuinely scary. So it happened a lot more than most people would think. And
absolutely,
it's easier to say it's a cop out. Oh, you're just a sucky person, blah, 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 whatever. But in reality, it happens a lot.
Yeah, dang. I know it happens on my show, but you know, it's crazy because a lot of people on my show, I'm not gonna say a lot, but I know a few people on not my show, well, not my show, my season, just in general, where they have said that it's editing, but I know for a fact that that scene wasn't edited. Like, but they're using it to their advantage.
And then there's that too, yeah.
And I'm like, stop. Like, I was there. I heard you. Like, stop it. But, you know.
My mom even said something because she was at the brunch. You know how they have like parents in certain clips? And she was like, Lex, it was my voice, but I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about, like, so it's just like, yes, there are moments that genuinely happen. True. But then there's all moments where it's like, nah, you said that, so I can't even blame some of the Twitter feeds, the things that I can't blame you for what you saw. You get what I'm saying? Like, that would be a disservice because everybody wasn't there. So when people say bad things, or when people, it's like I empathize with them, because it's just like, if I watched a movie and I only saw this snippet of it, and you're talking about things that happen here and here and elsewhere, you can't blame me because I only see what's right here. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The world may never know. I'll tell you that much. The world may never know. Only thing that I have to say from that and what I've learned is meet me, have a conversation with me, message me. If you don't want to do any of that because you hate me so much, get a life. Go find something else to do. Leave me alone. You get what I'm saying? Like, what did you hating me have to do with me? You get what I'm saying? So does it matter?
It's crazy. Once we put our lives and ourselves out there on reality TV, though, it's kind of like we give them that doorway to be able to say those things and to act that way. So it's like we were talking behind the scenes, once you do reality TV, like, you really have to have a tough skin, because people start coming from you. You have a lot of people that love you, but then there's just as many people that don't like you, and they can be really, really evil and nasty.
Sure.
Yeah. So unfortunate. So was your show like overly produced? Because I'm gonna tell you this, for our season, or for my show, it wasn't heavily produced. They wanted you to be yourself on the show, of course, but it could be times of where it was like silence. So they had to help you out and give you questions and things to say to fill those gaps of silence. So, and to also, of course, draw out some of the conversations that needed to be had during your season for the episodes or for the scenes to make sense. Did they do that with you guys as well?
Yes, I think with the make sense part, that's where it gets also a little gray because
Mm.
it's like makes sense to who, the storyline that you're creating or what the actual storyline is. So yes, it did happen. Not to like bash. I'm not here to bash the network. My
Right.
publicists, my producers, we're still in contact, still great friends to this day. But I do understand that they had a job to do.
Exactly.
So when they have their meetings on Monday and meet with me on Tuesday, you get what I'm saying? They know that the storyline thus far, based on how it's going to be edited to the nationwide audience, is this. So if I do something that's not this and it's that, they're
Mm-hmm.
like, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to redirect for this. You get what I'm saying? So yes, there were times where like I'm still there's a lot of qualities that were me, but in the tone that it was perceived or given
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily align. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you
think
feel like you got a good edit? Like the
hell
version?
no. Hell
Oh
no.
shoot.
Hell no. Girl, my producer was not gonna get her in trouble. But no, I do not think that I did. It's kind of hard. It's okay, so it would be easier because think about the characteristics. I am a voluptuous chocolate African American woman from New Jersey, right? Who's like vocal, confrontational in a sense, direct.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my partner who was more southern, subdued, emotional, easily affected emotionally. It's easy for the storyline to be like I'm the aggressor. You get what I'm saying? It
Right.
doesn't make sense naturally for it to be, oh no, she's just standing her ground. She's just setting boundaries. She's confronting him because he said something that disaligns to what he said before. You get what I'm saying?
Understand.
So it's easier. The edit was easier to make me seem like I'm just this bully who is X, Y, and Z, when in fact it's just like, oh no, wait. And then you start to see it later on. You see it in the reunion. You see it
Mm-hmm.
in the where are they now? Because they don't care at that point. They don't care. They want it to be entertaining. They want it to be X, Y, and Z. So you see some things that I've seen from the beginning, and I'm like, hey guys, I've been telling you this since day one. But since that
Right.
didn't align with what your storyline wanted it to be, it wasn't shown. So
But I didn't get that. Like, and this is just me in my opinion, but I didn't get that. I felt like they portrayed you in a light where I could relate. And I can honestly say that with Justin, if it was me and if I were in your shoes, I felt like I would have been exhausted with him and how they portrayed him after the first week.
in what ways? Can you just elaborate a
Um,
little?
because it made me feel like when you guys had conversations with certain issues that you had in your relationship, it made me feel like he wanted to stir up issues where when there weren't issues and make issues more into what he wanted them to be and made them bigger when they didn't have to be as big. Like especially like at the very end when y'all decided to choose each other and it was like y'all wanted to stay married and then like 20 minutes later y'all got into an argument. I'm like, but she just said she wanted to be married. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are you still? Were you sure you want to still be married? I mean, I'm just saying we just had an argument. I'm just making sure. I'm like, what are you? And he did that a lot.
Okay, that's your insight is spot on. I think I just need to stay on Twitter or the socials because anytime the episode came on, I'm reading the comments and I'm going off what the comments said. But that's what was really happening. So I guess it's just
saw.
perception is relative, and what you saw was pretty accurate. C's get degrees. You were pretty passing in that area. So I think it's just me, because keep in mind, remember I said I didn't see too many of the episodes, so
Right.
I was just seeing comments and messages and what I got. So that's what I concluded that, oh, okay, I'm the villain. One of the villains. So.
See, I did not see you as the villain. I saw you as, I'm trying to be patient. I really at least want to get through these 8 weeks. Like I'm going to try and put forth the effort in really making a marriage work with someone that I wasn't even feeling in the beginning. But he's making it harder for me with his personality for me to really like him. Like that's what I saw.
You're girl, you don't need the glasses. Take the glasses off because your vision is clear. Your vision is clear. You saw.
So
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. Like, you're right.
And then when we saw him at the reunion kind of lash out, at everyone, and and that was one of the questions I had. Like, I'm not even looking at my notes anymore. Like, that was one of the questions. Like, how did that make you feel? I feel like that's how he made you feel all the time. That's what I get.
At that point, I was just going, like, there was a long time in the end. I was just kind of coasting and trying to figure things out. But at the reunion, there was a point where they really had to ask me, like, Alexis, can you please just talk to him because nobody else can get through to him? And they knew that, we even though we were going through it and we had our disputes and stuff, we still had a connection. And that still was like, he still has a place in my heart as my first husband. So even despite all that, I really was just like, I done seen this 37 times. This is the first time that y'all done seen this. I done seen this in the house, on the couch with, like, I felt like Dr. Seuss, and we could do the house on the couch, on the bed, whatever. Like, I've seen it several times. So I just really thought it was interesting that was a moment that was kind of just, you're right. That wasn't the first time I saw it. That's why my response was like almost, I don't want to say robotic, but it was second nature because I've dealt with it before. Like, I knew what to say. I knew what to, like, this isn't my first time. This is muscle memory. I know what to tell this man to quiet down, to you get what I'm saying? Like, this isn't my first rodeo. So you're perfectly correct. There was a lot of emotional regulation happening for both parties. Like, for me, I had to emotionally regulate for him a lot, and I said that. I don't know, but I think I was built for it because of my past and my degree and things like that. So it didn't seem like a burden all the time. It felt like second nature. But at the same time, the dynamics would shift because it would just be like, that was almost like my child. I almost became maternal because I wanted to protect him. I wanted to, like, nurture those feelings and kind of, like, give him the tools needed to emotionally regulate himself. One, so I didn't have to do it, but two, also because I cared about him. I wanted him to not have to rely on me in order for him not to hit somebody on national television. You get what I'm saying? So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Just like I said, it seemed like it was exhausting because I saw right through, and I think it was just kind of like first nature to me and watching it because I've experienced something like that before. So I could really relate. And I was like, does everybody see what I'm seeing?
You're one of 10. You're one of few, which is fine because I'm quality over quantity, and it's not, I know I'm not always right. I know that there's some things that I need to work on. So yeah, you were right. In this current conversation, you are right about the qualities that I was exhibiting.
Yeah. And that's why you said when we started this interview, you said what you mastered in, what you went to school for. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because that's what I saw. Because I was like, the patience that she had. I was like, it couldn't have been me because I would have kirked out. I'm telling you about it last week. I'd have been like, get hit, throw the towel. There go the ring. I can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? So, but that explains a
I
lot. And I'm
thought
like,
about it. I thought about it on several
it
times.
looked like it every time. I was like, look at her face. She about to give it up. She about to do it. I was like, she ain't give it up. She ain't give it up. But now,
Today's the day. Today, but I never did. I never did.
but it, because of your background, it makes sense now. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. And I commend you. And I just want to put this disclaimer out there is that I don't think Justin is a bad guy. I love both of you on the show. I thought that you were, I really wish that y'all would have worked out. I was like, they could really be good together. And I said it just even when y'all decided to split up. I was like, he doesn't even realize what he lost. The fact that he had this woman around his finger and all she asked for was time. And he ruined it in 48 hours and he could have had a lifetime with her. And I don't think a lot of men realize that. And a lot of women too, with the people that they're with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought that that was such an unfortunate situation. But I do want to say that I commend you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I commend you. And I didn't see you as the villain. And, you know, I can't speak for the people that's in the back screaming from the nosebleed saying all these negative things about you, but I loved you on the show. And
Thank you.
and you know, I commend your patience and the fact that you even, you know, put yourself up to going on national TV and showing the world like, I'm ready to love. Even if it doesn't work out or not, I'm showing you me, you know, unapologetically, like this is who I am, regardless of the edits. And I am this beautiful Black woman, and this is my husband. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. And I'm still going to be great moving forward.
Hello. Let them know. Let them know.
In real life. Because I was on a dating show. So it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? You know, so, but moving forward, you were just recently on this the season that's on now, and you were just on 3 episodes ago where it was the couch or it was like the group, I forgot what it's called.
It was Decision Day Dish.
The dish. And they asked you about, you know, some of, you know, your time being on the show, and then you mentioned that you were now in a relationship.
I did. Look, is there a question? I am.
Yes.
I am. Actually, it was. I actually think the best relationships are the ones that we aren't looking for. Like, I wasn't on the apps. I wasn't going out saying, you know, who's gonna be my next baby daddy or fling or whatever. You know, like it wasn't that energy at all. I was out celebrating with a friend. They had like some event going on. I was like, let me just go out and support. She was in the next section, so we were in the VIP sections, and she was in the section next to me. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I guess because I had a resting B face, so I think I was just. I don't think I do. I always thought I had an approachable face, but in her opinion, I had a resting B face. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I started smiling, and she's like, "Oh, okay," because you seemed like you were affected. And I was like, "No, I'm good." So then her friend actually came and was like, "Hey, you like girls?" And for me, I'm just like, "Who's asking?" Because like, it's not. I don't like the stereotype that if someone likes the same sex, that means they like everyone in that same sex. Absolutely not. I still have standards. So I'm just like, well, who's asking? And then she was like, "Oh, my friend," and it was kind of like 8th grade social, but it was kind of cute. So me being the transparent, vibrant, confrontational person, I like lean over and I'm just like, "Oh, so you can't talk to me yourself." You know, like, so I talked around her friend directly to her, and they ended up switching seats. We started talking, and at this point, I'm just like, "Girl, save yourself. I just got divorced. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm just like, hi, I'm damaged good. I'm on the clearance rack at this point. Like I'm telling her every single thing I can to like leave me, like, get over it. But she's unfazed. She ends up following me on Instagram, very respectful, very sweet. We ended up going on a date a couple weeks later, and then let me tell it, because she'll tell it completely different, of course. She just never left. And then one day, like, she asked me to be her girlfriend, and we've just been literally together ever since. So I'm really happy.
I'm happy for you. So how long have y'all been dating though? Because you said right after the like that was the show was a while ago.
So the show in real life and the show when it's actually recorded, there's several months in between, as you know.
Right.
So I think the show ended. When did it end? The show had already ended like 4 to 5 months, and we started dating actually around my birthday, which is in October, and then we didn't actually start officially like dating until March. So we're only, what is it, March? So it's only been a couple months, but we've been seeing each other for about 7 months. Wait, 6, 5, something.
Right. I was about to say,
that's not my thing. It's
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you see like a future with her? Like, do you feel like, you know what, this is good? Like, I really could see us flourishing into something more.
For sure. Girls, like, I don't know if I'm giving everybody the cheat codes to like bisexual, lesbians, that side of it, but they say U-Haul. Have you ever heard the joke U-Haul lesbians? It's because girls tend to have like a fusion of the relationship to where it's just like there's not many times where you need to be apart. Like, it just gets serious very quickly. That's why you see a lot of lesbian, bisexual relationship, however you identify, 2 women in my instance, getting together and really expediting quickly things like that, because it's just, for me, it's easier to understand. There's just dynamics of a relationship with a female that are just simpler for me. So we have had a lot of conversations. We are building, we are understanding each other. There are dynamics of a relationship to where we're just like, hey, I don't like that you do this. And she's like, oh man, why didn't you tell me that? I'm going to work on it. And then immediately works on it. Like immediately. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's, at times it's almost suspiciously easy. And I'm just like, who sent you? You know?
I was about to say the same thing. I swear. Exactly.
Who sent you?
Right. You playing.
Right. But it's still new. We're having a great time, and yeah, we're talking about future plans and etc. But more importantly, remaining present. We're having genuinely like just gut blessing, laughing, like just grand old times. I don't care if it's a Tuesday, it's a Wednesday. Like we do hobbies together. Like we're just having an amazing time, and I'm so thankful for her and to be alive. So.
Yeah. Wow. Do you see yourself like marrying a woman?
I have been, and that's another thing that I would like to, when I said it on the show and then like, I put it on my Instagram and such, people thought like that was my coming out moment. And it's like, no, y'all, that's new to y'all. I told Justin knew. I was like, hey, I'm bi, I date girls, blah, blah, blah. Like these are conversations that I have with all of my partners because that's just who I am. I'm very transparent. I want it to be a surprise. So I've been dating girls since high school, 2010. So it's always been like whatever I like. It doesn't mean that I went on the show because I wanted to con men and get some clout, because I really secretly like girls. You get what I'm saying? Like I dabble back and forth between female and males. So to answer your question about could I see myself marrying a woman? Yes. At this age, I don't think that it would be beneficial to myself or to the people that I'm dating to just date without the hopes of being married, especially if someone's marriage minded. So for me, yeah, I can definitely see myself creating a life with her in particular. The broader scope of answering the question of a woman in general, I don't know, but where I'm at right now, her, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
her, yes. And yeah, for her, yes, I can. in general, if I'm any woman that comes along, I want to marry a woman or a man. I don't know the bigger question.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where I'm at right now. But in my current standing, I can see myself marrying her.
So pretty much like if you were with a man and you were married to a man, it would just be like, I'm with a man and that's the man that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And if you're with a woman and that's who you fall in love with, that's who you're going to be with, you to get married, then you're going to be with a woman for the rest of your life. So that's how it's kind of, so it's not any of, I'm with a man and sometimes I like to bring girls home, or
no,
like,
it's not. Not at all. Some guys, they like secretly plot like, ooh, you like girls, that means I can have my secret nasty threesome fantasies. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like, if I'm married to you, I'm a loyal person and I'm married to you. It's not this isn't anybody's secret fantasy. I am my person. It's like, it's a connection one-on-one. I am monogamous. I am not poly or any of the other ollies or anything. I am a monogamous person, so it's not like I am going to marry a man one day possibly and think of a woman, or marry a woman and think of a man. I am with my person, and right now my person is her. So.
Right, I get it. So I know I have a question in the comments. So someone's saying, is your preference a man? But what I'm hearing, it's
there's comments.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, yeah. Like it's comments. But usually when I do my interviews, I don't put up the comments because I try to focus on the.
Oh, my bad, girl. Don't read them.
No. Yeah, like shout out to them. They my soulmates, child. Shout out to them.
Oh, hey, y'all. I didn't know. I was just in here talking to you. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it's people watching. It's live.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I gotta focus. All right, what was the question?
So shout out to y'all guys. Okay. Right. No, so pretty much what you're saying is, and I want you to be able to answer, is you don't really have a preference. Is that what you're saying? It's you prefer who you're with.
Yes. Perfect. I said all that to say exactly what you just said.
Yeah. I get it. Absolutely. So you also mentioned that your girlfriend had not watched the show at all. Have y'all watched a little bit of it? Has she asked questions? Like, how did she feel when you went and did the dish? Like, how was it?
She came with me to the dish. She was actually in the hotel. She actually got to meet Jamie and Doug. I misspoke, and when they asked me, I was just like, I don't know. I don't really think we ever talked about it. Did she watch? So she watched the very first season, and she loved Jamie and Doug, but she never watched it ever again. So Jamie and Doug actually took some pictures with them, and she was so excited because she was at the hotel with me or whatever. Yeah. But for my season, I think she went on some social media platform. And she started, like I said, reading the comments, looking at things, and she was just like, she was ready to curse them out, and that did it for her. Like, I think we watched like the reunion part 1 or part 2 together. One of the things, like, she has never, to my knowledge, went back and watched the season. And for her, her perspective on it is, I'm literally with you every single day. If I'm not with you, if I'm not at work, I'm with you. So she's like, I don't need comments to tell me. I don't need a show with editors and producers to tell me who you are. I look at you every day. I come home to you every day, and I know who you are. So it's really, it doesn't have a bearing on her one way or not. And we've been at this since October. So it's been some good time to where she's like, if I ever thought you were any of those things, I would have been. You get what I'm saying? So it's like she knows that it exists, but she keeps her boundaries and her distance wherever she sees fit, and I appreciate it a lot. She's very, very, very supportive of me, and she just loves me for me, which is very nice, especially in the clout chasey world that we live in. So.
Absolutely. I was about to ask you, like, so when y'all are together and y'all go out, do people recognize you?
All the time, and she'll be like, "You want to take a picture?" Every time she's like, "You want me to take a picture? You want me to take a picture? You want me to take a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah." So every time it happens a lot, yeah.
How does that make her feel? Like, does it make her feel like my baby is that's my baby right there, or does she like not comment and y'all just go about y'all's day?
We joke a lot. So she'd be like, my little celebrity, you know, but we both, because I don't consider myself a celebrity.
I don't. People say it all the time. I'd be like, well, I'm not a celebrity. Somebody came to me with my daughter, and she was like, oh my God, did you know your mom's a celebrity? And my daughter was like, I told you. I was like, I'm not. It's so cute, but it's so funny.
I know. What is that though? Where like we kind of, I don't know. What is that?
I'm like, I don't think of myself. You know who is Beyonce? Okay, Rihanna. They celebrities.
Yeah, very much
That's
so.
how I look at it. I just
very much so.
Right. Like I feel like we're reality TV influencers. Like I would say that if I had to say anything, but a celebrity, like you're cool and everything, Alexis, you know, and I think I'm cool and everything, but I don't really see.
Same. So, see, look at us, besties. Come on, girl. I feel the same. That's why I said we joke about it, because I don't take it seriously. She don't really take it seriously. So she's just like, you know, you're a celebrity girl. Well, you know, and we just kind of slide it in there and laugh.
It laughs a little bit, yeah.
But it's not like, it doesn't harbor anything into our relationship. It doesn't bring anything into our relationship, which is nice.
Yeah.
Or she's not like, post me, girl. Take a selfie of me, girl. Put me on. Why don't you, start a YouTube channel with me? Because they'll do it. They'll do it. Trust and believe. They'll do it.
Absolutely. Because I've experienced some of that. And I think that's why it's just so hard for me now to really meet someone. Like I say all the time, like when I do my panels and when I do my shows and stuff, I say like, I want someone to like walk up to me in the grocery store and say, hey, you're so beautiful. Like, what's your name? So I can be like, you don't know me? Like Sabrina, my name's Sabrina. Like, but I'm used to getting, hey, ain't you Sabrina? Ain't you that girl from like what's
girl, you know what I hate? When I was single and I used to go out after the show, I would think somebody would be hitting on me. They'd be like, hey, like guy will walk over to me. I'd be like, hey, thinking, like I'm fine. They just checking on me because I'm fine. And they're like, where Justin at? And I'm like, hey.
Right. In real life, like people walk up to me too and be like, I'm glad you left him on the bridge. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he actually had potential. And he's just screwed up with that comment. Like it's
like you can't even like try and like I actually prefer that she's not like I don't want to say a fan, but a support, like a big fan of the show, because I feel like the guys, like, because in between time before I met her, a lot of the guys who were, it was just like they were throwing questions every once in a while. And I'm just like,
yes.
Oh gosh. Oh, well, were you on the show? You did this. Oh, were you on the? I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
So I kind of actually prefer that she's not fully invested. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel it too, because it starts to make me feel like, oh, in real life, you are with me because of X, Y, Z. And what you're doing is you playing your role and you waiting for the time. And what I say about time, it always reveals the person's true colors. Yeah. And I never put myself in the position of, especially like, because I've been single for like almost 4 years. So I've never really put myself in the position of getting, I have dated, but and only really one person seriously, but everyone else, it was kind of like I just had them kind of over there and I just watched their mannerisms and paid attention to their conversations, and literally all of them, it was because of the show. Wow. And right, which is so crazy sad, like, and yet to this day, I still haven't really met anyone that doesn't know me, or you know what I mean, and if they did know me, it'd be like, oh, that's not even someone I would even, you know what I mean, like talk.
Well, they think they know you, because I like to put that they
exactly
they have a perception of what they think, who you think they are, who they think you are,
right, and who they think that I am is it's somebody that has this many followers on social media, and I was on TV. That's all they see. So.
And a lot of time, if they're paying attention to those qualities that you just mentioned, it's for their own gain.
Exactly. Hence why I don't really state anywhere. It's so crazy. And where I'm from, it's like really small. So it's, a small area. So it's like everybody knows everybody, which means because it's not that many people that have been on TV in this area.
So it makes it even bigger.
And I'm like, I'm like, because if I go here or go there, they're gonna be like, people are gonna walk by me like they don't even know me. But because it's such a small area, like I get it a lot, and it's just, and and I'm not gonna date long distance. You know what I mean? In my area, the circumference is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm not dating anyone past 30. So I'm kind of screwed. I'm screwed.
You sound like my mama. I'll be like, Mama, somebody got to break into this house in order to date you. Cause
to the house, they won't have
girl, what you gotta get, something gotta happen, something gotta shake.
I even did the dating apps for a while, but I just it just didn't work out, and it just didn't work out. It could have worked out, but everyone honestly that I met and it was a great match, they were all long distance. Every last one of them. And I can't do it. I've built the life that I have right now, and I just don't have that energy to just pick up my life to say, you seem like a great guy. Let's start, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to date 6 months to really find out if they're that person long distance to see.
At this point, you done not dated for 4 years. 6 months ain't gonna do nothing to the timeline. I mean, why not? Look, let me put it back on you. Maybe your type is the reason why you're single, and your type is not long distance. Maybe try some things.
But see, that's the thing I did. My last 3 serious situations were all long distance.
Oh, never mind. I focused
all of them. And they were good until they weren't.
They weren't, yeah.
And then I also found out because of the distance, when it got more serious, and one of them actually, because we were engaged, I literally packed all my stuff up, took my daughter out of school. I'm telling a little bit more than what I normally do, and I moved out of state to be with him, to find out not even a month and a half after I'd moved in with him and sold half my stuff, was putting my house on the market, found out that he was not a good person. And I literally had to, and this was about to be my husband, and I did all this in hopes of, and we had a long distance relationship for about a year before, I moved up there, and it turned out not so great. It was, and when I say it was bad, I don't mean it wasn't even just cheating, it was bad.
See, and that's the thing, that's so scary, because it's just yes, the long distance, yes, but it's just I'm starting to realize that at any moment someone can change. They can flip the switch. You get what I'm saying? Even if he was in the same city as you, like we were talking about earlier, how long does it really take you to know somebody? And then after that, a facade may fade. They might take you being in their atmosphere, you're coming to his location, so now he can take it off. He can take the mask off. You're in my habitat now. You get what I'm saying? And this is so freaking scary dating, where it's just I wish I had something. Usually my Kristen actually says I have toxic positivity. That's what she says. But I don't even really have it in this moment, because I'm starting to realize that once you give someone almost essentially the control of your heart and your feelings, and you invest that in them, it's so scary to imagine that they can be someone completely different.
Absolutely. And that's the truth, because that person that I was in a relationship with when I was here was not the same person when I moved into his house.
Oh, I believe you.
Not the same. I was like, who are you? And this was after pretty much almost a year of dating back and forth every weekend. He would come here, I would go there, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I can't believe this. And I mean, and it was bad. And I found out so much stuff. Oh, I mean, it was crazy. But that's another reason why I'm if I can't find anyone, I feel like the man for me, because the universe knows that I don't want to date anyone more than 30 minutes of me. The universe will put him 25 to 28 minutes from me, and it will happen. And the universe is saying, just be patient, Sabrina, because what you want is what you shall receive. And you just have to be patient. And that's what I'm doing. Because the universe knows I'm not going to date nobody over 30 minutes. So everybody that's past 30 minutes, the universe knows this will never work because she will never, ever date them. So her husband, her king, whoever she's supposed to be with, is not going to be 30 minutes away. So I know in my head that they're not 30. I don't care how great they seem. Because guess what? He seemed great. I can't do it.
So you know what? I really support this, and I support the 25 to 28 minutes in particular. But I like to do the statement is the same front as it is backwards, so you can say the same statement both ways. Mm-hmm. So I would like to think that, yeah, he may be, just because I'm sacrificing or not sacrificing, just because this requirement is being satisfied, the 25 to 28, 30 minutes or below it, I'm not lessening any other values. Like, okay, I finally found somebody who's less than 30 minutes. This is what the universe has brought to me, but he doesn't have some other qualities that I also found high. So the statement has to be true on this side, but also true on this side. So you're not kind of tilting the scales.
Oh, I'm not. That's why I'm so
single. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I was just, I had to put my therapy brain on, but I was just listening. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Like, you have every right to do what you're doing and say what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, no, that's one thing about me. I'm definitely not going to lower my standards by any means. Like, I mean, literally, like I already said it to myself, like, my happiness and my peace and my daughter are the three most important things in my life. And those are the only things that I'm focusing on right now. And I just feel like if I do meet someone, they're just going to be an addition to my happiness, and they're just going to fit in where they're supposed to fit in. And it's not going to be forced, and I'm going to be okay with that. And it's going to be somebody that's 28 minutes away.
Girl, you know what was a red flag to me that most people don't agree with?
What?
If somebody ever told me, just for the exact reason that you just said, oh my gosh, you make me so happy, my stomach turns, because then
like, I make you happy. So what if I go and so you're not gonna be happy no more? Like, exactly.
It's given dependency. It's given. A lot of people like their ego to be stroked in that way, but I'm just like, oh no, because I know that's not the same for you. Yeah, you can contribute to my happiness. Like, I would appreciate you to kind of elevate me in a way, but if you leave, I'm still gonna be happy, because if you make me happy, then you almost control me, because then you can make me sad, you can make me anxious, you can make me nervous, you can make me all these other things, and you don't control me, I control me. So it's like, yeah, for that exact reason, you contribute to my happiness, but you do not make me happy. And
exactly.
I think we spoke to some people in the comments. That's a word right there. That is a word right there.
Honey, we just shooting it now. We over here having church. What they say?
Oh, my bad, girl.
No, it's good. I mean, I just feel like, sometimes, because I get really, really deep, and it's so much I be wanting to say. I always say I love interviewing people and hearing different people's perspectives on different topics and stuff like that. And it's crazy because I always say, no one's really never interviewed me, because the way that I think, and just like what you just said about, when someone says you make me so happy, I'm sure a lot of women would take that and be like, oh, babe, you make me so happy too. Like, you know what I mean? And in conversations like this, hopefully they will hear people talk like this and see these videos and stuff like that and get hip and realize, like, it's so much more to what happiness really is. And it really does start with self.
Every single time.
I had to learn that. Like, when I be talking and when I be preaching this stuff, it's because I was one of those people that was the lowest of the low and was depressed and had anxiety and thought that, the world hated me. I wasn't good enough. And, like, I was that person. Like, it took me a long time to get to where I am right now. So I want to be able to preach it and to teach it. Each one teach one,
Yeah.
Huge on that. Huge. And I had to learn that. And I learned it from listening to other people, positive individuals, people that, that was full of light. And I saw that because I saw so much darkness from those people, because I felt like the devil was just trying to consume me and to get me, and was bringing all this negativity my way to eat me up so I could become one of those people. I was like, you're not going to win.
Yep.
And once you get that light, people be trying to steal it, honey.
Every single time. It's actually crazy. It's just,
it's crazy.
It's such a old statement, but some things just stand true. Misery loves company. You know, like some people like to see you happy long as it's not happier than them.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
It's like, oh, and sometimes it be your friends, you know, your friends. And sometimes it be the people in your corner, you know, to where it's just like, yes, sis, yes. Long as you're not living better than me, doing better, long as we can still vent and complain about the same things, I support you. But the moment that you are free of that, I don't know, you changed. You acted real different.
Exactly.
But I digress.
That's a whole nother conversation, child. I feel like we should log out and log back in and have a whole other conversation, but we're not going to. I'm just talking.
New topic. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Oh my God. So is it any projects that you're working on right now that you would like to tell the people about that you can talk about? Any more Married at First Sight stuff?
Girl, they be calling me, and I can't talk about that side of the things. I am moving back to Atlanta. I used to live there for 3-4 years. So I'm moving back soon. So I'm gonna get into some projects there, recoup some of the things that I've done. I was really big in the LGBTQ community there, so I'm gonna get back into that. I used to play semi-pro football there. So I'm going to play football again, model again, get back to things that make me happy. I actually had to take kind of a pause on some things. There's going to be a lot of interviews that I'm doing as well. I don't know if you're aware about it, but there's a lot of queer, let's use that term, a lot of queer things happening in the maths world in upcoming seasons that you might see me on, not as getting married again, but you know, there might be some queer couples coming into the maths universe, US universe, because you know they do queers in LGBTQ in the UK, but it might be approaching the US. Yeah, so you definitely haven't seen the last of me. Always gonna be relevant. It's like no. I am so sarcastic that I forget sometimes, and people take me serious and they think like I'm obnoxious, and I'm joking, guys. But yeah, this isn't the last that you've seen of Alexis. I can't really talk about too much. I probably said too much already. But I enjoy this conversation so much. And
I know. I feel like I'm sitting and just having like only thing that's missing is like a glass of wine. I feel like I've just been shooting it and just been talking to my sister tonight. You know what I mean? And that's the vibe that I love it. Like this is how we were behind the scenes, and I was like, we really should go live, you know. And I know
that's
people are
gonna be a little late, y'all, because we was over there talking and catching up.
That's why, because we were like 10-15 minutes late. I think I was like, we need to go live.
We forgot about y'all. We was just talking.
I know. But yeah, I enjoy you so much. Your energy, like I told you, I was like we sister friends.
Wow.
Like I feel like we could really hang out and have a great time together. Your personality is similar to mine. And yeah, I love it. And I love meeting women like you. You're beautiful. You are educated. You are stunning. You are amazing. You are doing a damn thing. Your body is off the chain. You are showing women out here that no matter what happens in life, you can still pick yourself back up and do more things, honey. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna stop you. And I'm giving you your flowers.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I was lost in some of your interviews, like not lost in confusion, but lost in a daze of like, I love her so much, you know, like, and I know I was like, I want to do my research, see who's going to be interviewing me. So, you know, I was watching some of the videos, and I think you're so genuine. I think that you're more of what the world needs, you know. I think that no, I gotta give you your flowers back.
I'm so emotional. I'm such a baby, but I thank you. It means
no, I'm serious, and I believe, because thoughts are sometimes fleeting, but I believe that you are really a force to be reckoned with, and I believe once the world feels you and sees you and really gives you a platform that you deserve, there's nothing that you will not be able to accomplish. And I'm so thankful to be here with you and with everybody in the comments. And I really appreciate you. Thank you for thinking of me.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. You are everything. And like I said, I'm going to say it to everybody. I am a huge fan of yours, and I will continue to be. And now we're sisters. So, bam. Anyway, I love you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think down in the comment section. Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later.